Hello, my wacky third graders. It is Mrs. Codish, and it is December 1st. I'm doing this on Monday night, so that's why the calendar looks like that. But it's, anyway, Tuesday, December 1st, 2020. You learned yesterday in science about why does the wind blow. So we know that cold air is more dense, it's heavy, so it sinks down. The sun warms up the land, warms up the water, and therefore then it rises, and then it makes us warmer in the summer as well. So we learned some things about different air pressure and a warm front, not air pressure, excuse me, but a warm front, a cold front, and how different air masses can collide to make that warm front or cold front. So today, dun, 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 wait for it. I don't know what we're waiting for, but wait for it. Okay, here we go. So the next page is a little experiment, and we can't do that because we don't have those materials, but we are going to do something like that. Okay, so what we're going to do today is in your plastic bag that was in your distribution bag. And that bag included, not that guy. Anyway, that bag included, ready? 2 straws, any color, a pencil with a pin on the top, and 5 cups. And you might be wondering, what's she doing now? Yes, it's very wise to wonder that. But what we're going to do with these 5 little Dixie cups, the straws, the pencil, and the push pin is make an animator. Okay. So let me show you a picture of those. I've practiced this word and I've practiced this word, and it's just one of those words that doesn't want me to say it correctly. But anyway, it's something that we're definitely going to practice looking at now, and we're going to make. So let me give you a little preview of that, and I'll show you how to do it. All right, sit back, relax, and get excited for this device that tells wind speed. And you might have these at home. I have one with little cups on it. And so we're going to make one actually out of cups, and you can try this out. So let's watch.
This video will show you how to build an anemometer, a device used to measure wind speed.
I am stopping sharing because Mrs. Kodish forgets the sound every single time. So we're just going to hit the sound now, and we're going to go back and just watch this.
Out of simple household materials. To build your anemometer, you will need 2 straws, a pencil with an eraser on the end, 5 3-ounce paper cups, a push pin, and a hole puncher.
Now, what do you notice on those supplies, those materials that we do not have? I could not hand out 20 hole punches, and I wasn't about to hole punch 100 cups because that's how much I had to buy and distribute for you guys. So I figured that with parent help that you'd be able to punch some holes. Even if you don't have a hole punch, you can get something a little sharper. So we might have to talk about what kinds of tools would be safe to do that, and poke your holes. So let's watch how to poke those holes first, and I'll explain from there.
Start by using the hole puncher to punch 4 holes opposite each other just below the rim of one of the cups.
Okay, so 4 holes, 1 on each corner, or not corner because it's a cup, but each side of the cup. Okay, so again, we might have to adjust to not having a hole punch. And I didn't hole punch mine on purpose because I wanted to show you. Maybe we can use a sharper pencil. Maybe we could use the push pin I gave you to just start the hole. So I'm going to start it. Careful not to poke your finger, of course. I'm going to just poke it through. There's the start of a hole. Poke it through this side. There's the start of a hole. Poke it through this side and poke it through this side. So that gives me my 4 holes. So then I'm going to take my pencil where that hole started and poke it a little bit bigger. Look at that. Sorry, you can't see me. Look at that. So I just poked it a little bit harder, and I have the same thing. So again, if you don't have parent help, that's totally fine. You can use, like I said, the little push pin, and you may start making a hole with that push pin that I gave you. Stick your pencil through to make the hole just a little bit bigger. And I didn't give you extra cups, so don't break it. And then do that on all 4 sides. All right. So again, push the push pin in, take it out, use that hole that you started to just poke a pencil right through. So my pencil's not very sharp, so if you got a sharper one, it probably will be a little easier for you. All right, because we just want a hole big enough that we can fit a straw through it. So you might want to push your hole. See how this one was too close to the top? You might want to go down a little bit further, like this one, so it doesn't rip off at the top. So we learn as we go. All right, so that's that step. Let's watch some more. So excited. Here we go.
Then push the 2 straws through these holes.
Oh. Okay, push the straws through so we can do this together. I got the bendable straws. So fun, but we're not using them to bend right now. All right, you can use them later after your experiment. Push your straw. I have to bend mine a little bit to fit it through the hole. Isn't this just a fun experiment? Go, buddy, go. Come on, straw. These straws are big from the dollar store. These are like smoothie straws. These are the big boys. So do your best to shove it in there. Might have to make your hole a little bit bigger. We can do this. I'm going to fold my straw a little bit. See if I can fold it in half. It'll puff out once it goes through to the other side. Bingo! That's what did it, baby. All right, and then push it through the other side. You're probably totally much faster than me at this. I'm going to bend it again and push it through the other side. Bingo! We've got something working here. All right, so kind of put it in the middle of the straw. Then the next one, you want to just go over or under, whatever works best for according to your holes that you made. And again, I have to bend it to get that straw through because it's a big fat straw for shakes and smoothies. Ooh, doesn't that sound good? And shove it through that other way. Bingo. Mine's not going to look as pretty as his, but that's okay. It's still going to work. All right, I got it. You can pause if you need more time. Otherwise, I'm moving on. Moving on. All right, next step. New cup.
Use the hole puncher to punch 2 adjacent holes in each remaining cup.
Okay, you see how they're kind of eyeballs, like in the middle of the cup. You're going to punch 2 holes kind of close to each other. Not so close that they're going to rip through and touch each other, but you do want them to be close to each other. So then I'm going to poke my pencil, not all the way through to the other side, but just to make those holes. I'm doing a little bit of twisting action. Twist, twist, twist the pencil. Alrighty. Okay. Next step.
Thread each of these cups onto the ends of the straws through the 2 holes.
Oh. Now before you do this though, just to let you know, so let me pause when he's done. Okay, to give you that picture. Now, see how the cups are all pointing one way? You want the opening to all point one way so the air can catch all of those and go around and around. If the openings are towards each other, it's not going to work. And then it's hard to take out and back in. Okay, so let's do that next step, those 2 holes. And you want your straw from this guy to go through. So you're going to weave it in and back out of that hole. So weave it in and back out that hole. All right. So if my cup's pointing that way, I want this next one to point that way as well, the same way. All right, so I'm gonna make my 2 holes about in the middle, poke my pencil through, shove it on my straw, and then we'll figure out why we even are doing this, what the purpose is of an anemometer. Yep. Some words, I don't know if you've ever had that trouble before, but just sometimes there's like 1 or 2 words that just are not coming out of your tongue. They just don't want to come out. And this is one for me. Okay, so again, this tells wind speed. So you want to get them in those holes, weave it in, and I got to do some twisting action, a little bit more ripping action. Again, I don't have extras, so I'm sorry if you ripped yours. There's probably other ways on the internet if you find or research other ways to make this, if you don't have any more cups to replace the one, or you could fix it with some tape or something, because really all you need it for is for the wind direction. So you can see that my cup is pointing this way, so this one's pointing that way as well, and then it can go around and round and round and round. Okay, I'm going to let you finish up your 4 cups, and we'll take a little pause, a little coffee break. Okay, mine doesn't look pretty, but luckily it's not going out for a fashion show or anything like that. So it's a little torn, it's a little beaten up here, a little crinkled, but this is what you want to test to see if all of the cups are pointing. So the end of one cup is the beginning of another cup, the opening of another cup, the end of one cup is the beginning of another. So they're all going the same way. So definitely do that check, or this is not going to work for you. All right, next, let's watch.
Make sure the cups all face the same direction around a circle, meaning they all face clockwise or all counterclockwise. If one of the cups is backwards, then your anemometer will not work.
Uh-oh.
Next, use the tip of a sharpened pencil to poke a hole in the bottom of the center cup.
Okay, let's do that little hole at the bottom of the center of the cup. Okay, so again, I started with my push pin to make my hole, and then punch through with my pencil.
Press the pencil through the hole eraser first and wiggle it slightly to widen the hole so the pencil can rotate easily.
Okay, so pencil first. Again, you want to use the one I gave you because it has an eraser and you'll need it for this part. Okay, put it up through there and then watch what they do with this push pin. It's pretty cool.
Lightly press a push pin through the 2 straws and into the eraser. Do not push it in too far or this will create too much friction and your anemometer will not rotate. Stand your anemometer up on end and try giving it a spin. If it doesn't spin, try loosening the push pin to reduce the amount of friction. Now, hold the anemometer up in front of a fan or take it outside on a windy day. Observe how fast it spins when the wind speed changes. To see written instructions for a science project and classroom lesson plan you can do using the anemometer, visit the links at the end of this video.
Okay, so watch how that rotates around using that fan, of course, so you can see how the wind would change, or the wind speed would push that along. Now I'm finding with the big fat straws that I gave you and the push pin, I'm trying to go through the big fat straws and then hit the pencil, and it's just a little bit too tight still. So it might just have to sit on top of it to make it go around and around and around. Okay, so after you make that, maybe put it against a fan or blow on it. Look at that. Now, if my breath was not catching into the cups, would it move? No. If I did it this way, let's just see. Not as easy, not as easy. So that wind tends to catch in those cups and goes around and around and around and around. And if you start at one of the cups, let's say I mark this one with just a quick marker. And I'm going to say, this is my one I'm going to test. Okay. So every time that goes around, you can count how many times it goes around in 60, or well, you can do 30 seconds. So as one full rotation, so you see the blue again, that would be one rotation. This is 2 rotations. So you can count how many times it goes around in 30 seconds and then double that number to get how many miles per hour or around how many miles per hour the wind speed is if you double that number. So again, for how many times this goes around in 30 seconds, double that number, and that would be wind speed. Okay, so there's a lot more to it, but we're in 3rd grade and we don't have to go into it too deeply. I just wanted to give you a general idea of an anemometer. And so after you make this, if you get some time, I want you to check your understanding. So this is on my page 64. What is wind? So what is wind in your definition or based on what you've read? Warm air has high pressure or low pressure. Okay. Why is there uneven heating on Earth? So why is it not all just warm or all just cold? Why is there some uneven amounts? And that is on probably page 62, the reading with the pictures. Which type of front causes stormy weather? Would it be a warm front causes stormy weather or a cold front? So you might have to do some rereading, good readers, to find out that answer. And then how do you feel about this lesson so far about wind? Because it's a kind of a quick lesson. So how do you feel about wind so far? Give it a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, or a thumb down. All right, I hope you enjoyed the experiment and the lesson with their anemometers. And have fun with this. And you can keep the pencil, of course, if you take this apart. The push pin should be given to a parent or put in a safe spot so they're not stepped on or anybody gets hurt. So please be careful with these so they don't fall off and an animal steps on them or a brother or sister. So again, keep those away from little brothers or sisters and animals when you are done with this experiment. All right, have a good day, scientists, and thank you for watching.